Sivachi, that it's a wrap on this discussion, but we move on now to India. At least 10 people have passed away after a bus collided with a truck and caught fire on a national highway 48 in Karnataka, India. The bus carrying 32 passengers from Bengaluru to Shivamogga was en route to Gokarna when the truck reportedly crossed the road divider, causing the crash late Wednesday night. Several passengers were trapped in the burning vehicle, while 9 escaped unharmed. The truck's driver and cleaner were among the victims, while the bus driver and cleaner survived. The second bus carrying 45 school children narrowly avoided the collision. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has offered condolences and announced compensation of $24,000 and for the families of the deceased and $600 for the injured. Karnataka Chief Minister has called for a full investigation. Authorities cleared the highway and continue recovery operations. The accident has raised concerns about road safety during the holiday travel season. Now for this discussion, we welcome our reporter and correspondent, Belly Thomas from Bangalore. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas, for joining us again. Merry Christmas to you. What more can you tell us about this ongoing investigation and this accident?
Ashuma, this was an unfortunate incident on the Christmas night. We can say here in Chitradurga district in Karnataka. The Hiriyur is the place where the accident had happened, where this sleeper coach bus from Seabird was traveling from Bengaluru to Gokarna, recognized the tourist destinations in Karnataka. So the bus was heading from Bengaluru to Gokarna, and when it reached the highway, National Highway 48 in Hiriyur Taluk of Chitradurga district, there was this truck, the fuel tanker that was coming from the opposite direction from Hiriyur towards Bengaluru. The driver lost control of the truck, which hit the road median and came into the other side of the road, resulting in a head-on collision with this bus that was carrying around 32 people. Out of them, 29 were passengers and 3 were bus crew members. And as of now, the authorities has confirmed that around 11 people have been killed and who have been identified in this accident, while several others are still found missing. And the authorities are trying to identify those people who have been charged beyond recognition in this ghastly accident. So since it was a collision between a fuel tanker and the sleeper coach bus, there was a lot of friction, and as soon as the accident happened, both the vehicles got engulfed in the fire, and a lot of combustible substances also contributed to the massive fire that enraged in no time, killing so many trapped passengers who most of them were asleep at that time. So the accident timing was around 2 a.m., wherein the locals who spotted this accident called for rescue services. The fire and emergency services were alerted at around 2:10, and around 3 fire tenders reached the spot. And before even they could douse the fire, they could see that a lot of things inside, including people who were unable to escape, were charged beyond recognition along with their belongings inside. Now the authorities are collecting details or collecting evidences as to identify these victims with the help of their ornaments, their gadgets, watches, or things like that, which still remain after as the remnants of the burnt bus remains. So they are also kind of identifying the bodies using documents that they are half burnt documents, and by the tattoos that or signs on the burnt bodies with which they are trying to identify. So the process is still on, the audit is still on, but as of now, the authorities have confirmed that around 11 people have been killed in this incident, while according to eyewitnesses accounts, there were a lot of them few of them who were seen jumping out of the bus, and a couple of them have been now admitted to hospitals, one in Bengaluru and a few in the nearby Hiriyur Taluk in Chitradurga, where they have sustained around 20 to 30% burns. And like you pointed out, the Prime Minister's office have announced gratia of rupees 2 lakh for the next of kin of the deceased and rupees 50,000 for the injured, while the state government has also kind of ascertaining the final death toll, after which an ex gratia will be announced for both the deceased kin as well as the injured victims. And the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has ordered a high-level inquiry into the matter, that now, since it was an accident between a fuel tanker that had come onto another side of the road after jumping the road median, and the lorry driver is no more, and he is also a victim killed in that accident. Now the blame is getting shifted on him, as to it was his negligence that has caused the accident. However, the authorities don't want to leave any stones unturned, so they are kind of probing into every other aspect of, including the safety measures that were on this bus, whether if there was an emergency exit, or if all the requisite safety mechanism was indeed present inside the bus, like a fire extinguisher or things that could prevent or easy escape of the passengers in case of a situation like this. So all these all these are being probed, all these angles are being probed by a team that has been formed by the Karnataka government, who are looking into this matter. Back to you, Asuma.
With that, I would like to thank Mr. Thomas for joining us from Bangalore and sharing